Alright, so here we are. We're about to start A Clockwork Orange for the very first time. I've never seen this movie before. It's a classic. So, yeah, let's get to it. A red screen. Red, orange. It could be a close-up orange, actually. Stanley Kubrick production. Stanley Kubrick made some good movies back in the day. There he is. So ominous looking. Bunch of dolls.
That was me. That is Alex and my 3 droogs.
Hey, he's drunk. It's about like a normal Saturday night, I guess. Malcolm McDowell. That's the dude's name. Okay, I'm definitely gonna have to watch this again, because I'm pretty sure I missed some important information there. I heard it, what he said, but it just didn't ring, so I'll probably have to pay attention, watch it again. This is one of those movies you have to watch multiple times to pick up everything. Good thing I'm not showing this on stream. Not safe for work content, people. Not safe for work content. Oh, now we got a gang fight. Sweet. So before we go any further, okay, so A Clockwork Orange, the log line is, in the future, a sadistic gang leader is imprisoned and volunteers for conduct aversion experiment, but it doesn't go as planned. So this is actually based off a, I think this is based off of a novel by the same name. Okay, so it is based off, it's based off a novel by Anthony Burgess from 1962. Dystopian crime film adapted, produced, and directed by Stanley Kubrick, based on Anthony Burgess' 1962 novel of the same name. Okay, so it was based off of a novel. I was right. So far, this could take place today. Okay, that CGI is definitely from the 70s. 1971 is when this was made, by the way. They're definitely not driving here. Off the road you go. What the hell, the set of eyelashes they got on him? And only got it on one side eyes. On one eye, I should say. Can we just take a minute to talk about the fact that they're wearing white going out? And it's definitely not tactical AP. You would definitely get those fucking dirty. I don't care how careful you are. Yep, definitely in the 70s. You can tell that typewriter. Holy shit. And the rack of books behind the dude. Why are you sitting in a pod? Even today, that's considered weird. Freaking pod people. Okay, so as someone who likes learning about behind the camera shit, this scene had to have been a pain in the ass to shoot with all these fucking mirrors on one side. Actually, you got mirrors on both sides. So with lighting and camera positions, that had to be a pain in the ass.
Well, I suppose you better let him in.
Big mistake, bud. I love this. Oh, shades of like a Joker type character from, Joker from Batman. But it kind of reminds me of like Joker, Jim Carrey. I kind of honestly say I think Jim Carrey and those that came after this were probably inspired by this performance. Just a random kick. Okay. You can tell he's just having fun. The fact that they look like they're having fun, and they had to have done many takes of this. So I wonder if he just did something a little different every time. Or if he did it the exact same way. Oh man, you know how long it's going to take to put those books back up? Come on. Have a heart, brah. Unless you're the book burning type. Oh, the cliche, take the girl's clothes off. God, I hate that shit. Okay, to be clear, a woman's a beautiful thing. But I think the whole robbing a place and fucking, in the middle of this whole bullshit, you're gonna take the time to take a woman's clothes off. That's just kind of stupid.
Then the disc on the stereo twanged off and out. And in the short silence before the next...
Who in the hell? This seems a little extreme for the 70s. I mean, even today we wouldn't assume futuristic art style would be like this. This just seems like somebody who's trying to be artsy but don't know what the hell they're doing. These dolls and sitting in as chairs and tables. I don't know. I mean, it's pop. No, they're not They're not actual people. But it just seems like somebody's trying too hard.
This one came on. It was a bit from The Glorious Ninth by Ludwig van.
Ow! He likes a little bit of Beethoven. I still have no idea what's going on in the world. Like the details, like when this supposedly takes place, like what happened in the world, why it is the way it is. Jesus. He's got a bunch of money just sitting in that fucking drawer. Holy shit. Well, of course he's got a freaking python. Or is that a boa? I think that's a boa. No, it's a python.
It had been a wonderful evening, and what I needed now to give it the perfect ending was a bit of the old Ludwig van.
Ludwig van Beethoven. So, oh my god, the mini tapes.
Alex.
Granny's got purple hair.
Alex.
What do you want?
Okay, so let's take a minute. This guy definitely doesn't care about life, or is definitely a psycho, because this motherfucker decided to leave his pet snake, his pet python, or boa constrictor. Okay, so if this is a boa constrictor, actually, I think a python also wraps up its prey too. On the end of this bed all night. You better hope he fed it really well, because in reality, that snake probably would have tried to kill him and eat him in the middle of the night. I'm not leaving a snake out like that. I'm just saying. So you can definitely tell he's probably fucking psycho.
It's past 8, Alex. You don't want to be.
Wow. His parents are fucking naive as shit. And that's a tiny kitchen. I'm just gonna throw it out there, but then again, he had a lock on his door that he had to unlock from. I'm so fucking confused. He had a combination lock on his door, and it combo locks from the inside. Wait, what? Whatever. Another futuristic idea, I guess. Random dude sitting in the bed and this. I don't think that was the dad I saw. Who the fuck is this?
Hi, Mr. Deltoid. Funny surprise seeing you here. Alec boy, awake at last, yes?
He drank the denture water. Ugh. Ugh. Nasty. Nasty bastard.
Yes, but we get no further with our studies. You got a good home here, good loving parents. You got not too bad of a brain.
This guy's not all here. He's not all there either.
He's got anything on me, brother, sir. I've been out of the Rukas with innocence for a long time.
He now realizes it. Yeah, I'd be sick too, bro. I'd be sick too. Although I wouldn't have done that in the first place. I would have just looked at the glass, but I'll say this. This character's got some style to him. dressed in like a freaking steampunk style person. Victorian. Well, he likes Beethoven, so it doesn't surprise me. Okay, this is the first scene where the stores look kind of futuristic, actually. The layouts, the metal. Taking a look around at the records and stuff, it does looks like maybe odd shit. They're sucking like lollipop type things. I'm sure for the 70s that was odd and futuristic, but now that's nothing. Some of the confections we have today, that just seems normal.
Enjoying that, are you, my darling? Bit cold and pointless, isn't it, my lovely?
My lovely, my darling. Do you just walk up to every random woman and call him?
To yours, my little sister.
Huh. Super speedy sex, apparently. Okay. That was a nice artistic choice. This super speedy sex scene.
Let's get things nice and sparkling clean. This sight, if I may call it such, does not become you, my little brothers. As I am your Drugan leader, I'm entitled to know what goes on, eh? Now then, Dim, what does that great big horsey gape of a grin portend?
Alright, no more picking on Dim, brother. That's part of the new way.
Oh, he doesn't like that.
New way?
New way.
What's this about a new way? It's been some very large talk behind my sleeping back, and no error. Now tell me what you had in mind, Georgie boy.
Oh, the old Malacca plus first, would you not say? He's totally sharpened us up.
You should just call this character Mockingbird. Kind of looks like Jack Black a little bit, but it's not Jack Black.
As we walked along the flat block marina, I was calm on the outside, but thinking all the time.
Attack his partners. Oh shit.
I had not cut into any of Dim's main cables, and so with the help of a clean tash tub, the red groovy soon stopped.
This has shades of Orwell in it, though. I will say that, because the language that you hear the main character using in his narration, like, you know, the talk about cutting into his main cables, his main veins. A clean tash took, I'm assuming that's a doctor. The red groovy, the blood. Different words for common words that we use today or then. From a modern perspective, it sounds almost childish, like making up your own words for shit. Almost reminds me of doublespeak from 1984.
To give and show generous to his unders.
It's a lot of cats. This lady's definitely a cat lady. I'm not gonna leave. They're gonna find a way in.
Walter and his wife were assaulted last night. Well, if you think that's necessary, but I'm quite sure he's gone away now.
Smart lady.
Oh, all right, fine.
Naughty, naughty, naughty! You filthy old soonker!
No, listen here, you little bastard. Just turn round and walk out of here the same way as you came in.
Bruh, you're fucked.
No, don't touch it. It's a very important work of art.
And he breaks it. It's a phallus.
Break it, flammy big bug. I'll teach you to break into real people's houses.
Real people? He's keeping her at bay with the phallus. Is she gonna break her own phallus? Ow. Question is, did he unlock the door first? Ooh, okay, that was an interesting way to show a death. Now, question is, do they have fingerprinting? Don't go out the front door, dumbass. Ah, betrayed. Stabbed in the front. Well, at least they stabbed you in the front.
It's no good sitting there in hope, my little brothers. I won't say a single solitary slogo unless I have my lawyer here. I know the law, you bastards.
How's your right, Tom? We'll have to show our little friend Alex here that we know the law too. But that knowing the law isn't everything.
Nasty cut you've got, little man. Shame. Scores over your beauty.
Wow.
How you do that then?
Hour and a half left. Holy shit.
How'd you do that then? What's up for you, bastard?
That is for your lady victim. You ghastly, wretched scum. Thank you very much.
Sergeant. Sir.
Good evening, Mr. Del Toro. Good evening, Inspector.
Would you like your tea now, sir?
No, thank you, Sergeant. We'll have it later. May I have some paper towels, please?
Yes, sir.
We're interrogating the prisoner now.
Hey, it's this guy again.
To come inside. Thank you very much. Evening, Sergeant. Evening, all.
You must be a great disappointment to you, sir.
Ugh. Well, that's method acting for you, I guess. He's gonna regret that.
That's her only child and son of her bosom. Like letting everybody down, real horror show.
Maybe you should have thought about that before you turned to a life of crime. Just saying, bruh.
Are you able to see the white line painted on the floor directly behind you? 6 double high 3 to 1.
No, I'm a moron. Why don't you show it to me?
Toes belong on the other side of it.
Wow. This guy took a fucking... This is a drill instructor. Turned up to 11, apparently.
Carry on.
Which is funny because internal instructors are already turned up to 11, so I guess he's turned up to 21.
Put it down properly. 1/2 bar chocolate.
Yeah, that's not going to be good when he gets out.
On white metal ring. 1 packet of cigarettes.
As someone who's a former CO and former military, that should be actually not just a pack of cigarettes, but specifically what brand and how many are in the pack. And not just a candy bar, but what type of candy bar. Oh, and the keyring should have been how many keys were on the keyring. Ew. You know, a wet napkin would suffice. I don't want your DNA on my fucking envelope, bitch.
The tobacco and chocolate you brought in. Is it good?
Outside of a few anachronisms, it's kind of pretty accurate for intake for a prison.
Going to be the thrill of theft, of violence.
One could argue just enjoying life. The only life you get. Just
Well, I ask you, what is it worth?
Too
Laugh, damn you, don't you laugh.
Interesting fun fact. Stanley Kubrick bought the rights to Singing in the Rain, which is the song that Malcolm McDowell's character was singing in the opening assault and theft, the open robbery scene. So Stanley Kubrick owns the rights to Singing in the Rain. Interesting.
Screaming in our screaming guts.
Not a very progressive society, calling them perverts and shit. We've got a Christ carrying the cross scene?
I read all about the scourging and the crowning with thorns. And I could video myself helping in and even taking charge of the toll chocking and the nailing in.
Oh my god, I love this. This is fucking great. Because this is Malcolm McDowell playing a sociopath that's imagining him, that's reading the Bible, imagining himself being a Roman torturing Christ as he carries the cross. Funny thing is, Malcolm McDowell would go on to, he played Caligula in the infamous Caligula movie. So that's why I find it funny that he's daydreaming about being a Roman soldier.
Being dressed
He
in
was a
height
Roman
of
emperor.
Roman fashion.
Oh no. Caligula was after this. Okay. So this was 71, Caligula was 79.
Seek not to be like evil men.
So a little bit of
Neither
foreshadowing.
desire to be with them.
I want for the rest of my life to be one act of goodness. The question is,
I'm not sure if he's a true sociopath and he's just playing a game to get to his ends, or if he's actually believes what he says and he wants to be good. I tend to lean towards the former. I think he's just trying to play his open doors just to see what happens. But this is kind of the only problem with that is this experiment's kind of an unknown, and he has no way of knowing what's going to happen. But I guess the sociopath would think it's got to be better than being stuck behind a wall, the prison walls.
whether or not this technique instruct thy son, and he shall refresh thee, and shall give delight to thy soul.
Christian indoctrination. You don't need religion to be good. Why are we walking in a circle? I guess that's our yard time. We get to walk in a circle for a yard time. Dude, that is the cleanest prison I've ever seen in my life. White marble walls. No, I don't think it's marble. But white walls nonetheless. Sheesh. They must have the prisoners wash it every day or something. Ah, the office is inspecting, huh? The suits are inspecting the prison. Must be the warden. Or maybe it's the doctors. Who knows? I'd like to take a minute to note that this is a prison full of hardened criminals. I worked at a high security prison. Not a super max, but a max security prison. And even in there, they were not allowed to have pots and pans and cups and They were allowed to have pictures, you know, religious memorabilia, but they weren't allowed to have freaking busts, clay and shit in their rooms. Another anachronism, I guess. Moving on. I have no idea what that guy just said. This guy's super motivated. He's been eating a lot of the Jello, drinking a lot of the Kool-Aid. Might work out for him. I got a feeling it's going to be brutal. Whatever this is, I got a feeling. Okay. I got to address something. So, I don't know how it works in Britain, or in other countries, but I know here, if you yell at regular people like that, they're going to look at you and call you a fucking idiot. That's not how you talk to, you know, other officers. That's just a stereotype that Hollywood's come up with. Freaking Stanley Kubrick. You just gotta take it that one extra step.
655-321, sir.
It's totally unrealistic. Kind of takes me out of the scene a little bit.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. I've done my best here. I really...
Wait, he says, shut your mouth to one question and then answer on another. Fuck off, dude. Again, unrealistic.
Yes, sir. I'm very grateful to all concerned, sir.
All of you, that shit you're doing is performance. Like, it's designed literally for performance. For show. There's no one to show off to.
Alright, little bastard he has been, and will be again. In spite of all his stuck out for the prison cabin and reading the Bible.
Jesus
I think
Christ.
we can manage things. Charlie, will you show the young man to
Bias.
Right, sir. Come this way, please.
You have a bias against people you perceive as criminals. You prick. That's a bigot.
Morning, Charlie. Good morning, Doctor.
I realise that, missus, and I'm very grateful to all concerned.
We're going to be friends then, aren't we, Alex?
He said that twice now that I can recall. I'm very grateful for all concerned. Sounds very conditioned response.
I hope so, missus.
Okay, a fortnight? I'm a stupid American. I have no idea what it means. I'm pretty sure I knew it one time.
Watching this, I was beginning to get very aware of not
2 weeks.
all that well.
Fortnight's 2 weeks,
And
roughly.
this I put down to all the rich food and vitamins. But I tried to forget this, concentrating on the next film, which jumped right away on a young Devochka, who was being given the old in-out, in-out. First by one Malchik, then another, then another. When it came to the 6th or 7th Malchik, leering and smacking, and then going into it, I began to feel really sick. But I could not shut my glasses. And even if I tried to move my glass balls about, I still could not get out of the line of fire of this picture.
Ah, the rape is bothering him.
I'm gonna be sick. Get some vitamin C in.
Sounds like conditioning to me. Speaking of conditioning, showing films of Hitler. Fantastic. Interesting song choice to go over this footage. This movie really does go to show how really underrated an actor Malcolm McDowell is. Like, he should have been a bigger deal than he is. I mean, the facial expressions, the way he makes, like, just watching him here in this torture scene, I feel his pain. Really well done.
I noticed in all my pain and sickness.
But then again, that's what Stanley Kubrick brings out of actors, I guess. So.
And boom.
Stop it, please, I beg you! As I said, Left to bear with us for a while. You must take your chance, boy. The choice has been all yours.
Now he's going to harbor resentment. Here's an interesting thing. Like, I'm going to make a prediction. Like I said, I've never seen this movie. Like, he may have been cured had they not used Beethoven. But now that they used Beethoven to try to reinforce this, and the fact they learned that was one of his favorite, now they've created a thing in his brain where where he's getting these feelings, and Beethoven's going to be associated with that. In his mind, he's also going to have resentment, which is going to trigger more violence, I think. So they end up doing the opposite of what they were trying to do. So he's going to be able to fake it very well until he gets out.
Observe all.
Prison guard guy is not impressed, apparently.
Our necks are out a long way on this one. I have complete faith in you.
Do we have enough time for a revenge tour for him? Oh yeah, we got plenty of time for a revenge tour. The other prong, the rape. The raping. Is he gonna get sick from seeing a beautiful woman? Because that's just fucking cruel. So he can never have sex again as well. Wow. Wow. Talking about creating a fucking monster. Jesus Christ.
Not feeling too bad, no?
I'm pissed for him.
No, sir.
We're not concerned with motives, with higher ethics. We are concerned only with cutting down crime.
The problem is, when you focus on crime, you lose focus on why crime exists. I mean, the Padre makes a good point. He's no longer a human at that point, or a traditional human. He has no choice in the matter. The choice has been taken away from him. Part of who he is as a human being has been stripped from him. However, the problem is, as well, the boy volunteered for it. Now, you could say also he was his choice, and that was kind of skewed as well because he was in prison, but, you know, he got busted for that, so that was all his doing as well. So, it's an interesting philosophical debate, and I understand why this movie is considered a really good movie at this point.
He will be your true Christian. Point is that it works.
But does it, though? Now, question is, how's he going to counteract it? So, they weren't informed that he was being released? Like, they're just sitting here on the couch willy-nilly, like nothing's going on, like some family this is. I mean, I'm sure the prison had to have called them, right? Or maybe not. I don't know. Another anachronism in the movie. They're just all sitting around like nothing's going on.
Nice to see you.
I mean, I've got you two to think of. Who've been like a father and mother to me. But it wouldn't be fair now or right, I mean, for me to go off and leave you two to the tender mercies of this young monster who's been like no real son at all.
And that's another problem with prison is supposed to be, at least in modern times, prison is supposed to be for reforming. It's supposed to be punishment and reform, right? So when you get out of prison, you've served your time. But yet, when you get back to society, people still look at you different. Society still stigmatizes you and looks at you as a monster, as this, as that. No matter how much gain you made while you're away, say you were away in prison, you made some psychological breakthroughs and you reformed and all of this, but the moment you get back to society, you get people not seeing you and how you've changed. They see what you did. And that's the problem in society that we need to change. Another good philosophical point this movie brings up.
But that's all his craft and artfulness. Let him go and find a room somewhere else. Let him learn the errors of his way. And that a bad boy like his being just...
Wait, so prison didn't do that, bud? Let's think through this. Let him learn about his... You don't think he hasn't learned the 2 years he's been away at prison? Really? I mean, granted, 2 years for, capital murder, but still.
He deserved such a good mum and dad as he's had.
You almost feel for him, regardless of the fact that he was a monster before he freaking went to prison. But what they did is essentially put a monster on steroids with that treatment. And I think we're about to... Unfortunately, I think he's about to reverse whatever they did. He's going to shock the system to reset it all.
Can you spare some cut for me, brother?
Oh, no!
If it isn't little Alex. Long time no video, Drew. How goes?
It's impossible. I don't believe it. Evidence of the old classes. Nothing up our sleeve. No magic, little Alex. A job for two who are now of job age. The police.
That's kind of cruel. So what did they book him on? He's the one that got attacked. Really? All that trauma to the system. It's gonna reset him. Cliche lightning. We're back at where we started.
Where was I to go who had no home and no money?
If he doesn't get a revenge tour, I'm going to be a little upset. Just going to say that right now. Well, at least he put his bookcase back up.
In those carefree days, I and my so-called droogs wore our masks, which were like real horror show disguises.
Well,
Ghastly, horrible police.
oh, he remembers.
The police beat me up, sir.
I know you!
Of course he does.
Isn't it your picture in the newspapers? Didn't I see you on the video this morning? Are you not the poor victim of this horrible new technique? Yes, sir. That's exactly who I am, what I am, sir. A victim, sir. And by God, you've been sent here by Providence. Tortured in prison, then thrown up to be tortured by the police. My heart goes out to you, poor boy. Oh, you are not the first time here in distress. The police are fond of bringing our victims to the outskirts of this village. But it is providential that you, who are also another kind of victim, should come here. Oh, but you're cold and shivering. Julian, draw a bath for this young man. Certainly, Frank. Thank you very much, sir. God bless you, sir.
Now, I don't know if I trust this guy or not. Because that look he had looked like a look of hate, like resentment, like I know who this is, I'm gonna fuck him up type look. Oh, some interesting dynamics going on here. Is he gonna get killed? Dude, is the monster gonna get slain by another monster?
Oh, thank you very much, sir. He'll be here.
Who did he call? Oh, shit! Oh, no! No! Oh, God. He recognizes the song. Oh, my God. He recognizes the song.
At the stormy clouds chase, everyone.
Oh, what's gonna happen?
With the rain, I've a smile on my face. I walk down the lane to the
Oh, my God. Is he gonna turn into a fucking monster now? No, he didn't. Well, at least not yet, anyway. He's traumatized, but oh my God.
Great stuff, great. Try the wine.
Don't try the wine. It's probably fucking poisoned. Okay, so it was a knockout drug, not poison. Okay, so that's a plus. That's why Frank looked so conflicted, because I'm sure
Sickness all over me like an animal.
Frank wanted him dead.
Then I realized what it was. The music coming up from the floor was our old friend Ludwig van, the dreaded Ninth Symphony.
Wow. The torture begins again. Is this where it ends? Really? Like 16 minutes left?
Suddenly I vidded what I had to do, and what I had wanted to do. And that was to do myself in, to snuff it, to blast off forever out of this wicked, cruel world. One moment of pain, perhaps, and then sleep, forever and ever and ever.
So if you snuff it out, how are you narrating? Two broken legs. He's in
I
track.
jumped on my brothers, and I fell hard, but I did not snuff it. If I had snuffed it, I would not be here to tell what I told Harry.
Fair enough.
I came back to life after a long black gap.
He's recovered consciousness, Doctor.
Huh. Inhuman cure. Government is murderer. Doctors charged as Alex recovers. Doctors blame government scientists for changing Alex's nature. Alex's deathbed blamed on brain. Can we just talk about the fact that mom and dad are wearing, like, what I would assume be very expensive clothing for their stature? A walk and talk.
Good
One
morning.
very
Morning,
long
missus.
scene.
How are you feeling? Patients who've sustained the kind of injuries you have often have dreams of this sort. It's all part of the recovery process.
Ah,
You're lying through your fucking
Each of
teeth,
these
too.
slides needs a reply from one of the people in the picture.
you know what you can do with that watch? Stick it up your ass.
Good.
I wonder if these were
You can
legit,
do
like,
whatever you like with these.
off script, like, whatever he thought of in the moment.
Anyways, I would like to smash them.
Well, you seem to have a whole ward to yourself, my boy.
Yes, sir. And a very lonely place it is too, sir. When I wake up in the middle of the night with my pain.
Yes. Well, anyway, good to see you on the mend. An inquiry will place the responsibility where it belongs.
Spoken like a true politician.
We want you to regard us as friends. We put you right. You're getting the best of treatment. We never wished you harm that you're going to do. And in compensation for what you believe you have suffered. But also because you are helping us.
Helping you, sir.
And this
We
is how
always help
assassins
our
are made.
friends, don't we? Do you understand, Alex? Do I make myself clear?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
As an unmuddied lake, Fred. As clear as an azure sky of deepest summer. You can rely on me, Fred.
Good. Good boy.
He's got that look back. Is he... No.
I was cured all right.
I'm singing in the rain, just singing in the rain.
So, are we supposed to think that he died, or... No, he could have died because he was narrating the story. Or maybe he was just... Okay, maybe he was... getting his jollies. Man, you know what? I have no idea how to think about that. Because I gotta watch that again. Just because there was a lot I missed. But, first viewing? Holy shit. I thought it was going to go one way, but it didn't. Which, that's a good thing. I like when movies surprise me by the ending. I mean, I probably should have saw that coming, but there was a couple different ways I could have saw that going. But, at the end of the day, that was a nice surprise. How it was very clandestine, very vague ending. Like, he goes from being this little, like, mini mob boss to being betrayed, to being imprisoned, to being, to being tortured, cured of his violence and all that. And then he comes back home, and then he himself gets tortured again, mentally by his parents, physically by those around him, the people that he wronged in the streets, the people that he called his mates, and then again by the guy that we saw him torture and beat and rape his wife at the start. So And we come full circle with him coming back and making a deal with the devil, as it were. But who's the devil in this scenario? Is it the tortured, sociopath, or is it the government, the dark government figure that tried to freaking fascist solution to crime? I mean, you can have fun debating that, but yeah, that was my reaction to Stanley Kubrick's classic A Clockwork Orange. Hope you guys enjoyed.